Hello and welcome to the Green Profit Academy Pros podcast. This show digs into the challenges in growing a lawn care and landscape business while maximizing your profit. I'm Christeen Era.
And I'm Steve Bousquet. We are the green industry experts in profit, growth, and leadership.
Hello, Christine. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing, Steve?
I am good for a Monday. It is a beautiful day here in Connecticut. We had some rain. The lawns are super green. I'm so excited about that.
It is. It is very green outside, and it is absolutely beautiful. And it is so uncommon, but I am okay with it. I'm just kind of glad the rain is stopped here in Colorado for now. We can enjoy the green, and we've got some sunshine coming. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yes, enjoying nice. It's going to be in the 70s here all week. I'm enjoying nice coolish days before, that July heat and August heat shows up. So I'll take it when we can get it. Today, I think we're both excited about today's episode. I know it's one of our favorite topics, which is mindset. And today we're going to discuss how to leverage a learner mindset using the choice map. And we're going to discuss the ins and outs of mastering your mindset and how to get started, how to even start mastering our mindset. We'll be offering listeners a special surprise at the end. Actually, you shared with me what they were before we started. There's going to be a multitude of surprise gifts that people can use, downloads and tools that they can have access to that are going to be very powerful. So be sure to listen all the way through to get the details. And this is going to be packed with some really good content, this podcast. So, this is definitely one to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this topic. It has been kind of a surprise journey that I started embarking on over 5 years ago with, mindset, looking at what mindset is, the opportunities with what our mindset is. And yeah, it really, really has changed my life. It's changed relationships that I have with people in my life. It's changed how I approach being a leader in my business, and also how I show up for my clients and support people that are looking to me for guidance. And I think one of the biggest things too is it has changed the conversations that I have with myself. And I think as human beings, it's in our nature to be harder on ourselves than we are on anybody else. So I definitely love this topic. It is a journey, what we're going to be talking about today. But I think what we unpack for those who have not stumbled across it in your life, this is where you start.
And I love mindset. I have visited, so many different businesses, and I hear so many different stories, and I hear the mindsets of different people. And I work, I'm involved in nonprofits, so I work with people who are, from kids all the way up to in their 90s, even 105 years old. Bill Aho from Storrs, Connecticut is 105 years old. And, one of them, I love mindset. And when I asked Bill, I saw him a couple months ago, what is the secret that you could share, to make it to 105? And he said, you do you. You be you and do things that you love to do. And I was just like, that's a really powerful mindset. And Christine, I know you're always talking about how when you stepped into your true authentic self is when your leadership accelerated and when you were starting to live and grow your business at your balcony and your strengths.
Yeah.
One of the things with this mindset that I learned, I'm on this journey. I still, every day I have choices in my mindset. I learner path or judger. And there's a certain amount of responsibility that comes with having control of our mindset. And accepting that responsibility is a big step because you can't blame things I can't blame things on other people. I can't play the victim. I have to take responsibility for what I'm choosing in my own mind. And, you're right about the conversations we have with ourselves and we are harder on ourselves most of the time than we are on other people because we have this level of expectation of ourselves. And sometimes we just need to be forgiving. And one of the things when I slip up in my mindset, I say, okay, I can start new. I can start now. I can move
Right.
forward from where I am. So not rehashing or replaying, where I slipped in my mindset, but having the mindset to move forward in the direction I want to go.
Yeah, and I love that concept because, those who know me, I can be a pretty gritty, ambitious person. And, I pull up my bootstraps, I get to work, and my expectations are high. And so the idea of giving myself some grace and space, I didn't think that there was much traction in. And as I learned the idea of mindset and what it means and, how you can master it, and I've been applying that, I've connected with the idea of grace and space for myself and for others. And it actually was the opposite effect than I thought. It gives me more traction in my day-to-day life and in my professional path than I thought it would. So, I looked at it as kind of being weak, which I think is very common and is taught to us, as children and growing up is, kind of rub some dirt on it and get back in the game. And, and we can still do that and still give ourselves that grace and space and figure out, how can we show up, but how can we show up as our true authentic self? And how can we show up even being kind or from a good place, and still be gritty? So I love the topic we're going to be talking about today. And I think the first thing that would be great to unpack is what is mindset and, how can we master it? So, Steve, why don't you enlighten us on what mindset is?
So the term mindset represents a set of beliefs or assumptions we hold about ourselves, others, the world around us, our community, our family members. Mindset also points to what we hold as possible for ourselves and others and the world. So mindset can be what we believe, with a bunch of assumptions without any truths, without asking questions. I had a mindset where, I was disappointed with members of my family for not living up to expectations that I had never shared with them. So I had this assumption that they knew what my expectations for them were, and that I didn't share that with them. So I always had this like constant, either I was upset or angry with them or disappointed. But, once I learned that they didn't even know what my expectations were, and then I also learned my expectations were not their expectations, but I had run this track in my mind, this assumption that was not serving me nor them. So the term mindset is just simply a set of beliefs and assumptions that we hold about ourselves, others, and the world.
Yeah, and it points to what's possible. So, and I think that's kind of like the next step in mindset is we can really get stuck to what our set of beliefs and assumptions are and make or want others to live up to those, but we don't move forward, right? So we're getting stuck with that and we're not moving forward to look at, well, what's possible, for ourselves, for others, or the world, and kind of start releasing, our set beliefs or assumptions and looking at it from a different perspective.
And the what's possible is amazing because, it's interesting. I've spent many hours blaming people, looking for evidence to support why they were awful or did me wrong or did whatever. And when I would live on the learner mindset and I'm asking what's possible, what's best to do now, what's true, all these possibilities open up, and the creativity, innovation, it comes with energy and it comes with, possibilities. Like when I'm in that judger pit and all I'm doing is judging people, I cannot think of solutions. I cannot think of answers. I can't even think of like other possibilities. What else can I do? Nothing. But when I'm asking what's possible, what's best to do now, all these new ideas come up. And that is how, things become quicker and easier, actually, because I don't have to stay stuck. I can keep moving forward if I keep asking myself learner questions.
Yeah. And that's really the first step in mastering your mindset. And I've heard this, I've said I've been doing this for about 5 years, of really digging into this. And I think it was something that I remember when I was about 18 years old. And my father had a hot temper. He's Irish, he's Portuguese, and boy, could that man get mad. And so I remember when I was 18, something happened and I got so mad. I was so mad. I felt like, and I'm sure people can relate with this, I could spontaneously combust. I was so mad. I could just feel the anger just boiling inside of me like a volcano. And something, I don't remember what it was, but it stopped me in my tracks. And I went, wait a minute, I'm being my dad right now. This is my dad's anger. And that was kind of my first true awareness of what mindset I was choosing to have. And it kind of frustrated me because, we never want to grow up to be our parents. So my stubbornness kind of showed up and it was like, I'm not going to be my dad. I'm going to be me. But then I went, but I have no idea who that is when it comes to my anger emotion. And so I kind of had to put a pause and I chose that I was going to try to think differently about this and try to understand how I show up when I get angry versus just instantly going to my dad. So I think early on in my journey, I was connecting with the thoughts or concepts about mastering my mindset, but I had no idea what that was. So I'm sure that there's, our listeners out there and other people that we've had conversations with that they could be thinking, I've kind of been trying to work on this for years, but I didn't know what I was working on. And I'm sure we all have experiences like that. So mastering your mindset, it's all about choosing which mindset to be in or to stay in. And there's two different mindsets.
Two different mindsets, and it kind of begins with what you were just talking about. You had an awareness of what you were doing, how you were reacting and responding, and really the difference in mindset choosing is the difference between default thinking and mindset mastery. So one is like default thinking as stimulus is and then just automatically responding and reacting. I mean, you just get to reaction, automatically reacting. It just gets this awful reaction. There's not a lot of thought and choice involved. It's like, I feel this is my reaction. Where mindset mastery is the stimulus, pause, what's going on, what's true, curiosity, what's best to do now, plus choice, because now we're choosing that. Then you get an actual response. So it can still be based on emotion, but it's a stimulus, pause, curiosity, and choice leading to the response versus stimulus, automatic reaction, react. We've all been to both. And that's what I was talking about before. There's a lot of responsibility in mindset because we have to choose to, our mindset mastery is that stimulus, pause, curiosity, choice, then respond. So we have to slow down a little.
And that's what happened in that moment was, for 18 years, I was developing this default thinking of my response when I would get angry or frustrated. And I don't know what it was. I don't recall what it was, but whatever it was, I'm thankful that it stopped me in my tracks. And it was that moment, that first moment that I really stopped. So I took a pause. I was stimulated with all this anger. I took a pause and then I got curious and I made a choice. And since that date, my response has been, I am going to identify how I react or feel when I am angry. And it's going to be my emotion, not one that I was taught or one that I learned. So, and that was a good, 30 years ago that happened. So here I am 30 years later, and I'm still working on mastering my mindset. And it has been a journey. And I had no idea in that moment, like that's what I was doing, was I was taking that pause and being curious and making a choice, and have been responding, every day since, or whenever I have that emotion. So my point there is you can change your mindset. We don't have to function day to day with this default thinking based off of, how we did things in the past or what we learned. We can master our mindset by taking that pause, being curious, and choosing and responding versus reacting.
Yes, and that is really the main difference between default thinking and mindset mastery, is that the choice and taking the time to really think about it. So we're going to talk about what are the learner and judger mindsets. What are they exactly? And kind of how do we choose between those? But first we need to understand, we're going to name it, we're going to identify what each one of those are. So the learner mindset is characterized by a constant desire to acquire knowledge and skills. This mindset values the process of learning and understanding that mistakes and failures are necessary for growth and progress. People with a learner mindset are often curious, adaptable, open-minded, and willing to take risks. They are not afraid to ask questions, seek feedback, and try new things. They see challenges as opportunities for growth and are able to approach learning with a positive attitude. The learner mindset is essential for personal and professional development in all areas of life.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to, just put out there that even if you don't feel like you're in the learner mindset as much as you may want to be, it's something that, just like going to the gym and getting in shape, it's something that you can aspire to and something that you can accomplish. So just go easy on yourself if you're listening to this podcast and you go, man, I do not spend much time there, especially during this time of year, or maybe over the last couple of months, because the amount of pressure that you've been in your business since you've just finished up the 100 Days of Hell, in your company. We are human. We are not perfect. And this is something that, we can adapt and adopt these concepts in our lives.
Yeah, the learner path is moment by moment too. Like I was sharing earlier, I slip off. I go down judger, and I ask do I want to stay in judger? So it really is moment by moment. We can be driving, happy, living in learner. Someone cuts us off, and we go to judger. We're out of learner. Or we can pick the wrong line at the bank or the grocery store or wherever, and we go into judger on ourselves for picking the wrong line. So learner and judger are really moment by moment. And some of the learner mindset questions are, what works? What do I appreciate about myself and the other person? That's a great question. It gets me to slow down. What assumptions am I making? Oh my gosh, what a powerful question. We all made so many assumptions and have not asked a lot of questions. That's probably been one of the most powerful parts of living in the learner mindset, is asking more questions and spending less time making assumptions. Assumptions take a lot of energy and a lot of time, and then you have to reel them back in, and they're wrong, and it's very interesting. Other questions are, how can this be useful? What is he, she, or they wanting and feeling? What do they want and feel? What can I learn? What is possible? What is possible is one of my favorite questions. That really opens up the innovation energy for me. And if I ask what is possible, and what do I want? What do I want? Because it gets me to move forward.
Yeah, and I think it's good, when we're going through some of the practices of really understanding these methods, we bring, our students through this process of picking a go-to learner mindset question. And, I love the question of, what am I missing or not seeing here in this situation or with this individual? So that was one of the questions that I went to where I could step back. And that's probably because, my strategic strength is number one. So I'm always looking for the gaps. And that just gave me so much opportunity to where I would ask, what am I missing, with this situation or this individual? And it helped me get there faster because we do make assumptions. I think it's just, part of being human. And I see a lot of time for those of you out there who have teenagers. Teenagers are amazing at making assumptions. And as parents, I think we stand there palm to forehead and go, how the heck did they get here? And if, you really kind of pull the string, it's connected to multiple assumptions that they made, and where they started is nowhere, where they end up, where the truth is. And the truth is completely somewhere else. And you're like, wait a minute, hold on, time out. Let's back this up, and I have well, she's 20 now, but she does make assumptions. And several times I'm like, okay, let's back this up. Let's unpack it and talk about it. So if you're looking for, I think, a solid example and you're a parent, think of a teenager. I remember when I was a teenager, I was great at making assumptions.
Yes, teenagers can be very challenging. I was going to say frustrating, but they can be very challenging. And this is definitely a tool to be more curious and ask them, because they're creating narratives based on their own assumptions, which may or may not be true, or may be true in their world, but not true in our world, based on their resources and development. Absolutely. And it's interesting that you pointed out, so you're looking for the gaps. And I've even said it a number of times, I'm looking to move forward. My number one talent theme is activator, which is to go and move forward. So, a lot of the questions that you might gravitate towards on the learner path might be based on your strengths, on your talents, and the type of personality and skills and knowledge that you have gained over the years. So it might be whatever resonates with you the most. So if you're high empathy, that what are they wanting and feeling might really resonate with you.
Right. Yeah. And I would have to say out the gate that's probably 9 out of 10. I'm asking some sort of strategic, question with those learner questions that I'm asking, because it's, I'm trying to solve a problem. I'm trying to close the gap. I want to get there faster. I have the end in mind automatically before I even take my first step. So I would say that's probably has a lot of truth to it.
Yeah. So I'll just review real quick. The learner mindset questions can be: what works? What do I appreciate about myself and the other person? What assumptions am I making? How can this be useful? What are they thinking, wanting, and feeling? What can I learn? And what's possible? And my favorite is what do I want? So then we go to the judger mindset, which is, a lot of us I'm very comfortable in judger. So it helps me recognize that I don't want to be there. Judger refers to a cognitive bias where an individual tends to quickly make judgments and decisions without fully analyzing and considering all available information. Individuals with this mindset often view things in black and white and have a tendency to be critical and resistant to change. So they do not like any change. They prioritize control and order first. They may struggle with flexibility, openness to new perspectives, and collaboration. And I find that these people have a problem for every solution. So when I'm in, even myself, when I'm in judger, I can find a problem to every answer. Judger, some of the questions that, are when we're in our judger is: what's wrong with me? How did I get stuck with this? Whose fault is it? What's wrong with them? How can they be so stupid? How will this hurt or limit me? Why are they so clueless? And why bother? And you get to that why bother pretty quickly. And I've gotten to why bother with people in situations without even asking a single question or being curious at all. And that's where it never serves me. And it usually hurts the situation. It reduces the engagement level of the people around me and myself and the relationship. So share your views on that judger mindset.
Yeah, the judger mindset was something, one, I want to say, guess what, y'all? We all have a judger mindset, and it's okay. We're human, and it's part of who we are as being human. So somebody is not a bad person for having a judger mindset. It's there for a reason, like Steve said. It gives us those cues of something isn't right or something isn't setting well with me. And so, we want to listen to our judger mindset, but we also kind of want to have a learner conversation with it. And when I started discovering the judger mindset, I knew it was there because of my degree of stubbornness and, kind of like I said, how gritty I can be, and high expectations. And I really started to understand going through this journey how my judger mindset is my friend. It's there for me to listen to, but it's there for me to learn from. So our judger mindset really gives us opportunities to learn if we stop and have a conversation with it with learner mindset questions. It helps us better understand who we are, what we need, what is serving us, and even what our challenges are for us or the other people in the situation.
I was so familiar with Judger when we started studying this and we became certified in this. It was very easy for me to go into Judger. And one of the ways that we know we're in Judger is when we have lots of evidence to prove it. So if we have lots of proof of why they're so clueless or why this or why that and how this, that's when we know we're in Judger. And it's interesting because a lot of times it is true, there's proof there, but it doesn't help move anything forward. It doesn't help make anything better. We can stay stuck there and upset for a long time if we don't say, hey, do I want to stay in Judger? How long do I want to stay in Judger? How do we move? And we're going to get into how to move out of Judger, because it's going to be this practice, like Christine was saying earlier, it's going to the gym multiple times. You can't go to the gym one time and you're in shape. Or you can't eat one salad and you're eating healthy. This is like a lifelong journey.
Yeah. So we're going to share in just a minute here a tool that you can utilize over and over again that's easy to understand and easy to follow as well. So, and one of the simple exercises that you can start off with is just recognizing. So taking that pause and recognizing or observing how you felt in either of that learner mindset asking those questions or that judger mindset asking those questions. And you want to observe, how did I feel emotionally and physically, in that situation? Or if I ask myself those judger or those learner questions. And one of the simple exercises that we use when we're teaching this is we go through the series of learner questions, and then we ask our students, how did that make you feel? How did you feel? And with learner mindset, they'll say, oh, I felt light. I felt energized. I felt like there was opportunity. I was excited. And then when we ask the judger mindset questions to them, they're like, I feel heavy. There's this weight. I was frustrated. There was this energy, kind of like a frustration in my chest, or my, muscles tightened up. And so there are emotional and physical reactions that we get that's being impacted by this mindset. Core Growth Strategies provides business growth management solutions through cloud accounting, bookkeeping, and strategic business consulting programs. Our team works with small businesses in lawn care and landscape and trade industries throughout the U.S. We increase our clients' business acumen by creating business performance transparency through financials and strategic advisement based on industry best practices and benchmarks. Our experienced team provides support, guidance, and coaching, thereby allowing our clients to connect with viable data and discover their own solutions. Core Growth Strategies programs and services are designed to get your business from where it is now to where you have always dreamed it to be. Visit us today at coregrowthstrategies.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Don't miss our exclusive limited time podcast special. Just mention promo code GPA Pro to any member of our team during your complimentary consultation, or enter the promo code on our site when you sign up for one of our online programs. That's promo code GPA Pro.
Yeah, it's totally not, our mind doesn't live on its own. It lives in our body. And I love doing this exercise, and just real quickly, if you're listening to this, I'll say a couple of lines in Judger and, what's wrong with me? Whose fault is this? Why are they so stupid? And you can just, as you hear those words, you can feel that in your neck, you can feel it in your shoulders. It's this heavy, negative kind of feeling. It's emotional, it's physical, it's mental, it's spiritual. It goes everywhere in that. And then I can just change the questions and my tone to, what can I learn? What's possible? What do I appreciate about that other person? What do I want? And there's immediately, it's lighter, the energy increases, everything improves in the mind, our physical being, emotional, spiritual. So the simple questions and the tones can really affect our entire being. So that's an exercise that we do in one of our courses. And people really can get emotional during that exercise, which is really good. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right. And this is the foundation of mindset mastery. It's building the awareness of the impact of each mindset, how it impacts us emotionally, physically, and even with our relationships with ourselves and others. So that is the foundation. So let's talk about the tool that we're going to be, sharing today. So the choice map tool, and I'll let Steve explain what the choice map is.
So the choice map was created by Marilee Adams. She's an author, and she wrote the book, Change Your Question, Change Your Life. And in this book, the main tool is the choice map, and it illustrates learner and judger mindsets and how important question thinking is in helping us make changes that we want. And this is a powerful tool. If you're, listening, I'm going to kind of talk about it. Imagine there's a person standing at a road, and one road goes up towards the mountain, one road goes down literally to a mud pit through this path. And if you're watching the video, whether you're listening or watching, you can get the download later. But you can see behind me is a little bit of the this map, and you have the higher up here, and then you have this path right here, which goes right to the judger pit, which is basically a mud pit. So we start at the very beginning, and there's the choice. We have to choose. If we go down, we're going to choose, do we respond and then go up on the learner mindset, or do we react and go down into the judger pit? So if we want to take our time, think about things, and respond, then we end up on the learner mindset, which is, what happened? What do I want? What's best to do now? What can I learn? What assumptions am I making? It's a very curious path. The other path is the judger path, which is an automatic response. That's our quick reaction. It's very emotional. And why am I such a failure? Why can't I do anything right? Why am I so stupid? Why are they so stupid? Why can't they do anything right? And it leads us to why bother.
I'll put this up here in the camera, or I will try to here. For anybody watching the video, you get a little snapshot of it.
So that is the choice map. And, we have them all over my office, in every office there, here. I have them at home. I bring them on vacation with me. My friends know about the choice map. My family knows about the choice map. And it's really a curiosity mindset. It's amazing how much more fun being and staying curious is than being a judger. And if people know that you're a curious person and you have a curious mindset, it invites more curiosity. And what is it? Misery loves company. So if you're in the judger pit, guess who shows up? More judger pit people, and they bring lots of evidence about why they should be in the judger pit and why they should stay in the judger pit, and how, of course, it's a place that it's difficult to get out of, but there's the tool to get out of the judger pit.
Yeah, so when we're using the choice map, we can develop our growth mindset and achieve our goals versus being, having that fixed mindset and holding ourselves back. And that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love this tool. It's very simple, it's visual, and it gives you these different paths that you can go down, and you can choose, but you can see it. And I know sometimes, when I'm kind of in a situation to where I'm frustrated or I feel, that judger mindset kind of setting there on the sideline and it's ready to get in the game, I look at the choice map and I take a breath and I go, okay, where am I? And I love that on this map, it has the little questions that it asks you, whether you're heading down that judger path and you're going to go, jump in the mud pit and start slinging mud. There's some questions that you can ask yourself that can help you take that pause. And that's one of the reasons why I love it. And then on the learner path, maybe I'm not quite sure where I'm at, or I'm not quite sure how to get, back on the learner path, but it gives me these this visual path and these questions to kind of cue up my mindset and support me, because it can be extremely difficult to use this tool and practice it on a regular basis. And I know that people that we have worked with, and I even put this on the fridge in my kitchen and I shared it with my family. And even my family has shared, it's hard sometimes, to know they're like, I'm aware of this tool, but it can be challenging for me to reach for the tool, even though it's right in front of me.
The choice map is a powerful tool that helps us take ownership of our thoughts and our actions. And it starts by becoming aware of our fixed mindset through our emotions and where it shows up in our body and how we feel it. And we can choose to respond with a growth mindset. And that takes actions that align with our choice and evaluate the results to adjust our approach. And by using the choice map, we can develop a growth mindset and achieve our goals. So we don't have to let a fixed mindset hold us back. It's our choice. And like Christine said, moment by moment, the choice map can be in front of us. When we start our meetings at my company, we start the meetings with choice map. Where are we on the choice map? And it's okay to be in the judger pit. That's not a bad thing. Judgers are our friend. It makes us aware of how we're feeling, what we're thinking. But we also want to be aware of how long do we want to stay in the judger pit. And because we know that getting out of the judger pit is going to benefit relationships and whatever we're trying to accomplish more. So mastering our mindset is all about choice. It's all about choosing which mindset we want to be in or which mindset we want to stay in. That's our choice. And earlier I was talking about there's a lot of responsibility with this. And that is the responsibility part. It's our choice of where our mindset is going to be. No one can make us stay in a mindset. We control our own minds. The choice map is a self-awareness and self-coaching tool that illustrates the two mindsets that we all have, learner and judger. And it helps us to determine what mindsets we're in at any given moment. And it's kind of like that GPS. It's like you're here, rerouting. Um, and we don't want to stay lost forever. And that's the GPS is always trying to help find our way back and to where we want to go. And do I want and what's best? So that's choice map. It helps us to reroute and lets us know where we are.
Yeah, and I think it's key to, the statement of that it's self-awareness and a self-coaching tool, because it's saying, hey, we're going to be the ones who do something about it. We're the ones who's going to assess the situation and make the change. And I know from experience that if somebody comes in the room and they say, hey, let me tell you what you should do, or let me tell you what you should think, I instantly get defensive. And I think this is common amongst anybody, who's on this planet, to where anybody, they're like, hey, let me tell you something. And let me tell you what's wrong with you. And I think if I can self-coach or raise my awareness to where I'm choosing and somebody's not telling me what I should do or how I should feel, especially if I'm a little heated under the collar, the outcome is much different.
Yes, I'm sitting here laughing, giggling, whatever you want to call it, because absolutely, one of my wife, and we're going to be married 32 years in October. One of her things is her favorite thing is people say, you know what you should do? Like she hasn't given any thought to anything, or you know what your problem is, or you know what's wrong with you. After they say those words, she is not hearing any other thing that she's saying. She is totally reacting, and she's just like, she's done listening to them. So that is not, there's no question. That is very much judger thinking. You know what your problem is, you know what's wrong with you. And there's no curiosity involved in that. So if you approach someone from a learner mindset, who has a learner mindset from judger, most likely they're not hearing you. Or if I'm in judger and I'm talking to someone who's in learner and I'm using judger language, they're not hearing me. They know I'm saying words, but they're not hearing, or actually I'm not contributing to that.
Right. Yeah, it's not contributing to the conversation. So I love how just this simple tool is, it's about self-awareness and self-coaching that helps us get there on our own instead of having somebody else tell us how to get there. And for me and how I operate, I will get there much faster if it is my choice. But if you drag me kicking and screaming, it's going to be an all-out battle. And I'll guarantee that, to where I'm like, you're not going to win. You're not going to win anything, and I'm going to make sure of it. Yeah. So, yeah, using this tool, especially, when I'm using it in my household with my family, I'm aware of it. I get further faster when I am supporting them in their self-awareness and their self-coaching, and I gave them the tools. And same even with working, with my team members or with clients, we can have these conversations to where it's their choice and we're just being curious, and supporting them. And suddenly there's this switch that happens and the judger decides to go sit down and the learner shows up, and then suddenly we're having a constructive conversation.
Yes, and you can imagine how teenagers love to be told what to do, right? Just,
Goodness.
Be obedient, obey. That's just the thing. And what's interesting is with the learner, we can stay curious and ask these questions, and they can kind of discover the stuff on their own. And then it's like it's their idea, and then you have buy-in. And that's one of the awesome things about using the learner. People come up with their own ideas. Many times things in a great way I hadn't even thought of. It's their idea, and I have immediate buy-in. So I don't have to convince anybody, cajole anybody, or even monitor them, because then it's their stuff. They run with it. So Christine, if we're in Judger, and I want to go to Learner Path, what's the tool?
Yeah, so the tool is switching questions. So there are on the choice map, if you've downloaded it or you've seen the video, or when you download it, what you're going to see is you're going to see a learner path, you're going to see a judger path, and then off the judger path, there's what we call the switching lane. So that goes from judger to learner.
And that is a fun lane because once we recognize we're in judger, we can go, okay, I don't want to stay in judger. It's not serving me. It's not serving my team or my family. So I'm going to ask questions to get out of this judger. And the first question is, am I in judger? Am I in judger, right? And if I say, yes, I am, the next question is, how long do I want to stay in judger for? Do I want to get out right now? Do I want to spend a couple minutes with it? And another question is this what I want to be doing or feeling? Do I want to stay in how I'm feeling and what I'm doing in judger? Or what else would I rather be doing or feeling? That's a great question. And that's, what do I want? What would I rather be doing or feeling? And one of my favorite ones is, what would happen if nothing changes? So if I just stay here, if I sit in judger, what happens? What's going to happen right now? What's going to happen by the end of the day? What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen by the end of the week if I stay in this judger? The end of the month, the end of the year. What if I stay in that? How's that going to impact my life? And another great question, and this really gets me to slow down, is how else can I think about this? How else can I look at this? Because I'm only looking at it from my view, from my opinion, my world. I'm not looking at it from somebody else's. So it gets me to slow down and go, oh, what are they thinking, feeling, and wanting? How are they approaching this? And typically I have to ask questions because I'm not good enough to know what people are thinking, feeling, and wanting. I've learned that I have to ask those questions. And then another question is, am I willing to switch? Am I willing to switch? And one of my friends who was sharing one day with me that she wants to go from judger to learner, but she doesn't want to rush through the switching lane. She wants to take her time to ask these questions and sometimes even sit in switcher and reflect. And so she called it the switching meadow. So we renamed it to, there's a little meadow that you can sit in for a couple moments. Again, it doesn't have to be a reaction to go from judger into learner. It can be a response. It's a process and takes some thinking. So you can stay in the switching meadow for a little while. And like Christine said earlier, this is just like, going to the gym. This takes time. The more we do it, the better we become at it, the more familiar we are with it. What's interesting now that we've been doing this for years is I can identify this situation is going to put me in judger, and that's my choice. Or when this happens, this triggers me into judger, which is my choice. And I'm becoming more aware of it, so I'm staying in judger less time. When somebody cuts me off, I'm like, why did they have to cut me off? You know what? I can either choose to stay bad at this person. They didn't even see me. They're oblivious. They're either lost or confused, or something is going on. So I now choose to go back to learner path because it's not serving me. To let somebody that didn't even see me cut me off. It's not serving them, me, or anything about that. So I've learned to move through that quicker. It's a pretty powerful tool and path.
Yeah, and a good place to start is just in each of these, areas, we come up with one question that we can ask ourselves, a question that really resonates with us in a learner mindset, what really resonates with us in a judger mindset. So we kind of know, what's that instant charged question or statement that I make to myself when I'm in judger, and then a switching question. So pick a switching question. One of the questions I ask myself, which is a switching question, is this a hill I want to die on? It's me picking my battles. And then I can move on to the next question. And I'll typically go, sometimes I'll be like, yes. And then I'll go, well, how is that serving you, Christine? Okay, it's not going to serve me well. are you willing to, sacrifice whatever it is to win this battle? And I'll typically say no. And then I'll go to the next stage. Okay, so what's the next step? What has to change? What do you need to understand? What are you missing? So that's kind of me going through, me being solid in judger, where like I'm in the judger pit, I feel like a hog in the mud, happy as can be in judger. And then I know like this is not going to serve me well. Let's have a conversation. So that's where I try to start having that learner conversation using switching questions. And then as I move through those questions, suddenly one comes up that's in learner. And that's an indication where, oh, you're out of judger. You went through the switching process and now you're asking yourself learning questions like, well done, good job, you did it. And then I continue to ask more learning questions. So this is the concept which is described as question thinking. And I think question thinking it really helps us understand how to connect with these tools and understand the method of the question thinking.
And question thinking is, it describes how we think about questions and when to utilize them intentionally in a method that is purposeful and skillful, and asking these questions improves the quality and results of the questions that we ask. And the questions that we ask ourselves improve as we ask more questions. And what's interesting is we can use the same questions over and over again. They don't have to be an original question every single time. There's only, how many questions can you ask? You'll develop more and more as you go along. It's very interesting. I started writing the questions down, and the first time I did, I think I had maybe 15 or 16 questions, and then, I got up to 24 and 28 and 30, and then after 30, they kind of started to look a little bit alike, and then so I'm like, well, is there a deeper question I can ask myself? Is there one that's more intentional? So then I asked other people how they ask questions, and then I was like, oh, so they're looking at their questions completely different than me. I was again only looking at it from my viewpoint, my world, and they were asking questions that were much more detailed, much more, they had much more depth and layers to them, which was very interesting to me. So even getting some, help with the questions. My wife asked much deeper, much more detailed questions than I would even think to ask. So I was like, oh, so she helped me to see when I'm asking her questions, I need to ask her questions the way she thinks about questions, which is completely different than how I look at it. So once you start looking at and asking and talking about questions, people don't even ask questions the same way. They don't even think about questions equally. Everybody has their own kind of energy and lane for that.
Yeah, and I think that's really, where us using this question thinking, it improves the quality and the results of the questions we ask ourselves and others. Because when we're working on asking better questions, and then when somebody else shows up to the conversation, the way that they look at it from their perspective, they're going to ask different questions. So they're going to help us see things from a different perspective, because we're not living in their world. We're not living, in their brain. It's like their strengths are completely different. So I love it when other people come to the table to support and asking questions when I'm stuck in something or I have a challenge, because it can definitely open the floodgates to change the results or even the options and opportunities that I have.
Yeah, and that's why having other people who are in learner mindset on your team or in your circle, you'll discover a whole nother range of opportunities and possibilities, that we were never even exposed to or even thought of. So it definitely helps that. And again, if misery loves company, and if you want to see people get stuck and stay stuck, that judger mindset will find other people to get stuck in the mud with. So somebody can lead them out of the mud, and that is through the switching path, switching lane, and back to the learner mindset.
Yeah, and the choice map and mastering your mindset, it helps us figure out and understand our current mindset and where that mindset is going to take us. So like I said, when, we started this conversation today, it's a journey, and our journey is going to take us into different, like a quest or an adventure. It's going to take us into different situations. We're going to experience things differently based off of the questions that we ask ourselves. And it can help us choose whether to proceed on our current path or to switch and travel down a different path. So I think that's what makes it so powerful, is if we work little by little on mastering our mindset and we utilize a simple tool, which we shared with you today, the choice map, there's so much that can come out of it. And, one of it is awareness. So you become aware of your thoughts and emotions. Another one is choice, which Steve talked about. We talked about several times during this conversation, is we choose a response to our thoughts and emotions.
Action is another one. Take actions that align with your choice. So, move forward or make decisions that align with your choice to support you. Evaluate the results of your actions and adjust your approach accordingly. So you don't have to get this perfect the first time. This is like, be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself. You can practice this. So when you evaluate your results of your actions, and if it didn't work out perfectly, make some adjustments. If it doesn't work out perfectly the second time, make some more adjustments. Life and living is all about adjustments. Very few people get anything perfect the first time. Things always get better. People are always improving. That's why all records are being broken. Most records are being broken in sports and business and life, because people make adjustments and they keep getting better. So I always say business is a long game. Hopefully life is a long game. So we have lots of opportunity to learn and improve. So, evaluate yourself, but don't expect perfection right now. So closing remarks on this, we could talk about this all day. And we do talk about it wherever we go, actually. So we're very, very familiar with it. But give us some closing remarks, Christine.
Yeah, so I think it would be just good to kind of go over a summary of what we talked about today. So we talked about mindset, which is a set of beliefs and assumptions we hold about ourselves, others, and the world. And mindset also points to what we hold as possible for ourselves, others, and the world. And then we also unpacked the two different types of mindsets we have. So we have the learner mindset, which is, more of the understanding our mistakes and failures, growing, looking at progress and opportunity. So we're open to change. And then the judger mindset is more of that fixed mindset where, it refers to our cognitive bias, and we can quickly jump to judgments or decisions without fully analyzing it. So one is to pause, be curious, and respond. And the other one is just reactive. So learner is responsive, judger mindset is reactive. And then really, utilizing the methodologies of the choice map, which is a very simple visual tool to keep on hand, to where you can identify learner questions, judger questions, and then we talked about the switching questions and the switching lane, which is that methodology that gets us from that judger mindset where we could be super grumpy and not in a good place, and help us get to that, what is possible and what opportunities are in front of us versus roadblocks. So there's questions that supports that journey. And then just the overall mastering your mindset is to where we're becoming more aware of what happens, how it impacts us, and how we feel. And then, what can we change, or what do we have a choice in? Do we want to continue down that path, or do we want to take a different path of less resistance because we don't have as much friction with how we're reacting in a moment, and we can create like this fluid forward motion with how we respond?
Yeah, take some time with this. People, we need to sit with this. I would definitely recommend the book. We're going to put the link in the show notes. Change Your Questions, Change Your Life by Marilee Adams. Absolutely, this is the third edition, and it's a fantastic book. It's written in story form, very educational. And one of the things that I would like to kind of impress upon people is people say, oh, I know this person is in judge, or this person is in my family or in my life is in judge, and all the time they're negative. How do I change that person? How do I fix that person? And what I have found is that I can't change people. The best thing I can do is the more time I spend learning in learner mindset, living in learner mindset, the more other people around me spend time in learner mindset. So I can't fix or change anyone. I just have to focus on myself, my choices, and share the choice map and share learner mindset with people. And then that just keeps showing up. In the first month, it showed up a little bit. I got resistance. Now we're in multiple years. And people know if they want to talk to me, they're going to get most of the time learner mindset. And, even people will point out to me, you're in judge your mindset. I'm like, thank you for pointing that out to me. And then I can start asking myself the switching questions. So people will even notice when I'm in judger. So the most I can do to help other people is to myself focus on learner living.
Yeah. And I agree. It's from my own experience. We cannot change others, but we can choose how we respond. And I know there's a quote that you shared with me that your mom always used to say, Steve, is no matter where you go, there you are.
Right.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, there you are, which meant make the best of wherever you go all the time, because there you are.
Yep.
Right.
And you can choose to show up as the best of who you are as well.
You're there, show up as best as you can in every situation, make the best of every situation, show up and learn. She was really telling me to show up in learner living. With that quote, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.
So some of the things we're going to share with you all is look in the show notes. We have the link to Marilee Adams' book, Change Your Questions, Change Your Life. Like Steve said, it is a really easy read. It's delightful. It's in story form. So it's very easy to digest and to get through quickly. It's not a technical book at all. You learn through storytelling, which is fantastic. And then we're also going to share with you the link to Unlocking Your Growth Mindset, utilizing the Choice Map workshop that we are going to be launching here shortly. And so you can find the link for that. It is great for owners who are trying to be better leaders, and as well as your emerging leaders. So the people who are helping you make that forward motion and that change in your business. So you're not the only one carrying the learner mindset up the mountain in your business to accomplish more and to have a highly productive team. And then keep an eye out for our free workshop that we're going to be presenting on utilizing the choice map for unlocking your growth mindset. If you're curious about learning just a little bit more about how this works, keep an eye out for that as well. And we will share the link in the show notes.
Awesome. Thanks, Christine.
Thank you. Great conversation.
Great conversation. See you all soon. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Green Profit Academy Pros Podcast,
the show that digs into the challenges of growing a lawn care and landscape business while maximizing your profit.